shouldn't be anything.
Yeah, because the Xbox One can only run like 300 over 300. That's its
Yeah,
max.
yeah.
So like 1 gig wouldn't even matter because it would automatically cap you out at 300 over 300.
So dropping from 300 to 100, or
Yeah.
something like that, it shouldn't even really matter because a lot of well, I live in a more metro area than I used to, and shit, I was running I think 12 megs before, and I was running direct connect on that, and that was amazing, even at 12 megs.
Hmm.
So Heartless, you back? Hit me up. I can. I may. Yeah, I was gonna say I have I may have. I'll have to look on some of my old USBs. I may have walkthrough guides on cleaning your PC.
That's the thing, bro. Yeah, I got a certificate in IT essentials. I can definitely help you with that. Nah, bro. I mean, I do, but yeah, you should let Craig help you with it.
Unless you have all of your software disks or your installs on backups, I wouldn't do a factory reset until you got your at least the applications saved to somewhere where you can reinstall them. Um, but you shouldn't you shouldn't need a full factory reset. Um, there, what is it? I think this is what it's called. Yeah, I had. This is what we use at work. It it's C cleaner. It's through all your temp files, all your caches, everything. Um, but there is a utility, but you have to get it from Microsoft's website. Um, and get with me after this, and I'll get you all that information.
I'll be back. I gotta use the bathroom.
We were still talking about the Scorpio and some of the issues that we that are possibly going to be seen on day one.
Well,
I
if how it plays, if it if it's confirmed and if the rumors are to be believed about how it runs right now, I highly doubt it. But but that depends if the rumors are true on how badly it runs right now, because they're saying the game runs like shit. So
and and which
so
is sad because I would really
because
like to see Gran
yeah, because
Turismo take that
that
crown.
used to be king. That used to be king. It wasn't Forza. It used to be Gran Turismo, and then it just turned into absolute trash. So, well, we'll honestly find out because I'm kind of curious what Sony is really going to put out this year that is really going to scream, "Don't buy the Scorpio. Please continue to buy PlayStation 4s." But I'm also kind of curious if their neutrality is actually going to basically be the thing blocking the Scorpio's prowess. And by that I mean like basically if everything has to be running the same, if Sony has all these marketing deals, right? And if Sony has control of how it runs on their system and on others, if they say that, oh, Battlefront 2 runs, let's just say 1080p 60 on the PlayStation Pro, it can't run 4K 60 on the Scorpio. It has to run parallel to the Pro. If they do that to every single game that they have control of, then you can't, like, the Scorpio can't be promoted because nothing can actually run like that. Because like Sony has like all the marketing deals to basically control how the game runs on everything. So if they do that, that's basically a good, smart, marketing way to basically say nothing runs better than on the Pro because nothing can actually is allowed to do so because of how they're actually marketing it. And I was watching IGN on Locked. I don't know if you guys have ever watched one of those shows, but they were actually saying how Microsoft is actually too nice of a company to actually do that to their competitors. But that doesn't necessarily mean that Sony is not below that grade of doing that to them. So just because Microsoft is too nice to do that to Sony doesn't necessarily mean Sony can't basically hit them in the back and basically do that to them. And that's basically what I think is going to happen. I think Sony is basically going to lock them down with those marketing deals, and because they have the marketing deals, they can control how it runs on. That's it.
I mean, and you're right. That is a strong possibility, but there's a lot of gamers that are cross-platform gamers that they have you including have both a PlayStation and an Xbox.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter to me where I play it as long as I can actually play it.
Correct. And so I mean, and in my opinion, I think that's a disservice to the gaming community, and I think Sony would catch a lot of flack for it because of
if the media cared enough to call them out on it, yeah, they would.
Yeah, the main media of gaming probably you may get one, maybe two that does it, but it would be people like us,
yeah,
gamers, the average podcaster, vlogger, whatever Twitch,
the community will be the ones basically giving a damn because the places like GameSpot or IGN aren't going to give a damn to call Sony out on it because they oh, Sony's doing the smart thing. They're doing the marketing way to basically block Microsoft off the board. That's how they control Microsoft. And then you have this is like I hope you don't mind if I talk about this, Heartless, because this is kind of bothering me. You have everybody saying how Sony is burying Microsoft under all these marketing deals, like, and how Microsoft practically has nothing to compete with Sony, like on a game scale, which is true. But the one thing Microsoft has over Sony is they have the bigger wallet. So I don't see how Sony is burying them when in reality their paycheck, their checkbook is bigger. So I just don't see that like basically being a reality. I don't see Microsoft thinking to themselves, oh, we're getting buried. What we're doing is we're giving the fans what they want, and that's really all that matters to Phil is, the fans is what matters. He cares about the fans so much that, he tweets them every day. He asks them questions. He talks to them. And, I don't think Microsoft really gives a damn whether Sony wins or loses as long as the community is getting the product that they ask for.
Correct. And you have to understand that that Xbox part of Microsoft is technically a business unit of Microsoft. While Phil Spencer is the president of
it's actually one of the lower SKUs that makes money too. So correct. Like the bigger the Windows portion is what makes the most money.
Correct. And so Xbox can be a little more lenient and a little bit more free on, hey, we're doing this for the community. We're not doing this to make money. we've got other avenues of revenue that are a hell of a lot larger, bring us and our shareholders a hell of a lot more profit. So we can afford to do this.
Yeah,
And
like
and I think a lot of hardcore Microsoft fans, I'm not saying the fanboys, I'm saying people that understand the gaming community and how Microsoft works, how Sony works, all that, um, can see that Microsoft tends to lean more towards giving the customer what they want and doing the best job that they can at providing that. But
yeah,
Sony, while they have electronics, their electronics over the year, their electronics business, over the years, like the TVs, the stereo systems, audio system, or car audio systems, all that have slowly dwindled with more products flooding the market. So they have a lot more vested in the gaming their business, and so they try to pull more revenue out of their gaming business unit than they do out of a lot of the other business units that they have.
yeah,
If that makes sense. And so I think, well, like the community will clash, um, but and then you'll get and then you'll have the fanboy war and all that stuff going on again, which over the past few years I've seen the fanboyism, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, dwindle down to where a lot of people are just like, play what you want. We get a lot of cross platform. Most games are cross platform. Yeah, if you want to play the Sony exclusives, just go out and buy a damn PS4. Nobody's gonna give a shit. Or if you want to play the Xbox exclusives, just go get one. Nobody's gonna care. If you have two, cool, even better. You got your friends that play the PlayStation, play with them on PlayStation. You got your friends that play on Xbox, cool, play with them. You know, that's just how I've seen it grow over the years. Because when you first saw the PS3 and 360 come out, the fanboy wars over the two, or over the console wars, was just outrageous. People were going at each other's throats, and it's all over. Yeah, it got ridiculous.
really. Yeah, but Heartless. See, this is kind of that's kind of what Phil kind of that's what I'm not gonna say it's a fault of his, but it's kind of one of his shortcomings because yes, console wars doesn't do anybody a service, but what it does do is it does incite money, it does incite profit. So it's like if you want if you want your Xbox to compete, you know, being over the I'm sorry, that's my cell phone. You do want you do want a little bit of console war because that's going to incite people to buy your stuff over that. And he just said if he's just saying let's all just get along, let's all just play our games, people are going to go with the company that is actually inciting that that play this. It's on the best PlayStation, the best place to play. All that kind of all that marketing thing that Sony is doing. They're going to go with that because Microsoft isn't putting up much of a fight on that end because Phil doesn't care about the console war, so he doesn't care about basically promoting it in front of Sony and saying, play it on Xbox and not PlayStation, whereas PlayStation is full-fledged, marketing and full-fledged commercials everywhere. PlayStation is the best place to play. Come play your Star Wars on this. Come play your Red Dead on this. Come play Destiny on this. And Phil is just sitting back and just thinking that everybody's just going to be seeing Kumbaya, when in reality that's not necessarily how we all get down at the end of the day. Like, we actually want we want Microsoft to fight for our dollar. And right now, Microsoft under Phil Spencer, they're not fighting for our dollar. They're just they're just hoping that everybody's just going to get along and be peaceful. And I think that's I think that's being a little bit being optimistic.
Well, and that's taking a little too drastic. That you're talking about taking away competition instead of the console war. The console war, yeah, that's something that's just dumb. But competition will never be taken out of the gaming aspect of or the gaming community. You're always going to have competition between the two top console producers. They're always going to try to one up each other, and that's what's going to draw revenue. The console wars, where people are fighting each other over a goddamn console, isn't gonna draw. Nobody's gonna want to pay money to watch people fucking fight over a goddamn console.
I personally want him to have balls, is basically what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood it as competition. You were saying.
No, I'm saying he should really grow. I'm saying he should grow some, is what I'm saying. That's what I personally think. I mean, I love Phil. I think Phil has done great by this system. I think he has actually made it come back from the dead. He has resurrected this thing. But now what we're waiting on, which is why I think he needs to really grow some, is now we're waiting on what his version, what his vision for this system is. We're waiting on what that actually is, because once we see it, we're gonna see what Phil Spencer wants this Xbox community to be. We will see what his version of a unified Xbox Live community will be. But to me, he's basically, knocking all the stuff that, like you said, grown men in the streets basically be like, I like PlayStation, bitch. No, I like Xbox. No, I like Nintendo. No, I want this. No, if you don't shut up, I'm gonna beat the living shit out of you. And he just doesn't like that, which is fine.
Bitch, I like my Wii U.
I like my Wii U. I want my Wii U. I want Mario. I want Mario. No, like
I want my Wii U.
No, and he just doesn't understand. Like, you gotta grow some to at least show the customers that you're invested in growing this. And not just saying that, oh, I don't believe in the console war. It's not good for gaming. When in reality, a portion of it is, because that's how people choose where they're actually going to spend their money. It's like, who is fighting harder for your dollar? Is it Sony or is it Microsoft? Who's putting up more of a fight to actually make you buy it? And that's one of Phil's shortcomings that I don't necessarily agree with. I like what he's done with the brand, and I like the direction that he's going. But with the unified UI, the whole Xbox One family, no more generation concepts, backwards compatibility. I really think that really needs to die. But that's like a whole different other show. But I like his direction, but in the end, I think he's being a little too nice, and that niceness can get you hurt, which is kind of which is why Sony has balls, and Sony's going up and basically bashing Microsoft in the face, and Microsoft's just sitting there like, yeah, we're just gonna take this, we're just gonna sit here, have a lemonade, and just have fun. It's all about kumbaya.
Like I said in the first part, yeah, Xbox isn't going to reveal their VR stuff yet, but they're still planning on
On
excuse me,
launching one, right?
on launching their VR stuff, their VR system in 2018. Going on is scheduled, but we just won't see it this year. Is from the article I've seen. I can understand they want to perfect it on the Windows 10 PC platform first because you have a lot more freedom on that than you would on a console.
Yeah. Yeah, is that the HoloLens, or is that a totally different beast that you're talking about?
I believe it's the HoloLens.
Okay.
It's their VR.
Yeah, it's technically HoloLens is technically AR. It's not actually VR.
Well, no, this is
Like HoloLens is like
they're augmented reality.
yeah, it's augmented reality. It's not actual VR. But it can do some pretty cool stuff. Like, have you seen the test phone calls with the hologram image that they have with it? That stuff is pretty cool. Like that it can do, like with like long distance calls. It's actually pretty cool. It's like an image of Yoda in your living room.
Yeah, no, but this says VR, not AR.
Oh, okay. Then it might be the Acer product that they've actually been working on with Acer. So
Yeah,
that might be what it is. I don't know anything about that, but I do
see.
know it's an Acer VR
Dell,
product.
Lenovo, HP, Asus, and Acer
Yeah.
all plan to release mixed reality devices later this year. And so Microsoft isn't going to be releasing anything at E3 on it because they're working on these companies for their PC platform, which makes sense.
Yeah.
In retrospect, it does make sense to have it perfected and to be completely 100% wireless before they, um, add it as a component to the um, Xbox. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. But
I want them to basically be, well, if they're not held back by anything, I would like them to basically be the best that they can be.
yeah,
If they're not held back by anything, and that's like a big if. So if they're not held back by anything, I would like them to be the best quality possible.
and that's one thing. One thing
and quality
Microsoft
goes across
has.
all the board.
Yeah, that's one thing Microsoft has proven over time, over and over again, over time, that their products are always quality products. Yeah, they may have bugs, they may have glitches, but they will do everything they can to get those addressed and taken care of. And in a quickly manner. And I'm not just talking about the Xbox. I'm talking about the PCs as well. But on the flip side, Sony has also, starting with the original PlayStation and up to PlayStation 4, have created quality products. I hope that trend continues and grows, as like you said, Reaper. I would have to agree with you that I want to see quality products.
Yeah, and then the other thing that
Continue to see quality products.
The other thing that is like also like really popular right now is that like Heartless will appreciate this because he's heard me say this before, is the fact that Xbox has no games. It has no games. Sony has all the games, Sony has all of this, Sony has all that. But my thing is, quantity doesn't always equal quality. So like, I love the fanboys that say that, because it's like, you have, Xbox doesn't have this. Well, my question is, if Xbox doesn't have it, how am I playing it? And that can go for exclusives like Halo 5. That could go for multiplats, like Call of Duty and Titanfall 2 and all those fun games that we all like to play. But like quantity like doesn't equal quality. So you can have like one game that equals like 10 of Sony games, or you could have one Sony game that like rivals all of Microsoft. So it's like it really depends on the quality of the product rather than like how much they actually do of it.
And that's one thing we've seen time and time again with Rockstar in the GTA games.
Yeah,
They constantly
they've survived the test of
delivered.
time. They've survived the
Exactly.
test of time because it's good quality, and it's just one game. Like one game can like withstand since 2013, I think. It's 2013, right? Or 2012.
For
I think.
yeah,
For
well, I'm talking about the entire franchise.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
the entire franchise has been around since the late 90s, 98, 99, and continuously or deliver games that people will play for an extremely extended amount of time. I probably spent time playing Vice City from its release until San Andreas. I didn't play San Andreas that much because I couldn't get into it. But I played GTA 4 for a hell of a long time too. But I got tired of it, and so I stopped. I beat the campaign, and I didn't care much for the online, so I stopped playing it. But that doesn't mean that the games aren't quality games. That's just my preference. You know, you see it with every game. I imagine there's people today that's still playing the first Red Dead Redemption.
Mm-hmm.
So,
like Red Dead Revolver or Red Dead Redemption?
Dead Redemption,
Okay.
the first one.
Yeah. Yeah,
Especially
like
with DLC that comes out and stuff like that. Um,
yeah, and especially with
so,
it backwards compatible now, like it's
yep.
it's even popular now that it's backwards compatible. It was an awesome game. I loved that game. I didn't really necessarily care for the ending, but we all need a little bit of depression to keep us moving.
Yeah. But, so, like with Halo for the Xbox and, God of War for the PlayStation. Those games have also stood the test of time. I can remember when God of War first came out for PS2, and that was an amazing game. I can remember playing the first Halo. Didn't play it. I played it a little bit, but once Halo 2 came out, it was all I played until Rainbow Six, COD, and then Halo 3, Halo 4, Master Chief Collection, and Halo 5. And I'm playing Halo 5 right now, still. My lazy ass just hasn't beat it yet. But
Wait, what haven't you beaten yet?
yeah, I'm Halo 5.
Oh, you haven't beaten that yet? Oh, okay. What are you trying to do
No,
with Legendary?
I originally started on Legendary and got stuck on chapter 4, and then and I got tired of it, and I was just like, screw this, I'll drop it. I just dropped it down to normal. Because one thing I've done since Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare was would play online. I'd play the campaign, start out playing the campaign on the hardest level. legendary, veteran, expert, whatever you want to call it. That way, by the time I beat the campaign, I already had a bunch of strategy, was used to the controls, headshots, all that. So it was a way that a personal way that I prepared to play multiplayer.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting one. I haven't heard that one before. Just show me
You
that
want
it's
my
worth it to buy, and make sure it comes out this year. I don't want to wait another year.
my honest opinion? I liked Crackdown. I liked the original Crackdown. I didn't care too much for Crackdown 2, and so I probably, unless I can get it for 1999 or something like that, I probably won't play Crackdown 3. That's just me. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying it's not something that I was able to get into.
I'm not
Um,
actually interested in that.
I didn't play the first one. There's one game that I saw on a possible list, a rumored list, and that's Evil Within 2. I think the first one we talked about this a little bit on the last podcast. Uh, you and I both are to this day. I can't play that game. Like you know, 11:30 p.m. on a Saturday night without having my pistol on the coffee table. I mean, it's I ha-
Is it really
yeah.
that
You have digital
scary?
download on that? It's jump scares. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or else you're just gonna run around beating people with fucking boards and hammers and shit. And I think if I'm not mistaken, because it's been a hot minute since I played it. Eventually, those weapons will break, and you got and it kind of this part kind of reminds me of like Splinter Cell. You gotta stay out of the light. You can't run under any lights. The motherfuckers will come after you. You gotta go slow so they can't hear you. You step or kick a bottle or something, and they're just like, "Argh."
Well, that's kind of the issue that some people are just not understanding. Like they can't beat 4K 60, so they can't beat that. And they're not going to be able to do that for quite a while, for quite some time, because the only thing that beats 4K is 8K, and that's nowhere near being anywhere near ready. So you're gonna be looking at it like a 10-year scoot. So Microsoft got Sony with this. They'll be the first system ever to have a full-fledged 4K 60 box that actually beats Sony at something. But Sony, the only thing that I can see Sony doing to combat that, if and when they actually create the PlayStation 5, is they can't beat them with resolution. So they can't beat them with that. Maybe they can beat them with consistency of resolution, but that would be kind of like iffy. What I would say Sony would best bet would be keep popping out those games. Try dabbling your hands in crossplay, because if you give into crossplay idea, you would actually be solving so many people's problems, and you practically would be solving your console war right there. But technically Sony technically relies on that console war to actually draw their sales anyway, so I don't see them being the nice people and saying yes, we'll allow crossplay. But it's on Sony to say yes. Microsoft has already agreed to it. It's just Sony basically keeping the wolves at the door, waiting for them to either say yes or no. But they don't necessarily directly outright say no, because they know they're going to get whiplash for it, because they don't want to cooperate, and they don't want to create a better online environment. But I think that crossplay might be in Sony's favor if they choose to actually go that route, because then it doesn't matter who plays on what. All that matters is who has the better skill on either platform. So that would be the new narrative. Is it doesn't matter if you're playing on PlayStation, doesn't matter if you're playing on Xbox. All that matters is who can pull the trigger faster. Then that would be the new narrative for like PlayStation or Xbox gamers everywhere. It would be like, who can pull the trigger faster on a match, like on a COD match, like who can pull the trigger faster, the DualShock or the regular joysticks, the Elite or the Scuff, those kind of things. But I think Sony legitly, I don't think they're gonna reveal like a brand besides a handheld. I don't think they're gonna like unveil the PlayStation 5 right after E3, because they're actually after Microsoft, so they're on Monday, and Microsoft has the first say. So that's always a positive thing when you get to go first. So you have like the first word, so you automatically have the advantage. And then what Sony has to do is just show their games, and hope that it pulls in as much revenue and interest as possible.
If Sony is gonna debut something about the PlayStation 5, going to be a AutoCAD graphics design video. If they're gonna even display a potential prototype, it's gonna be an empty shell, maybe with some LEDs in it. Maybe. I mean, I that's just a stretch. Um, but so I I don't actually think they will show anything for the PlayStation 5.
Because that would basically be killing the Pro.
Correct. And they just released the Pro.
Yeah, they just released it, so I really don't see the point in like releasing something brand new. They just spent so much money on like getting out the Slim and the Pro at the same time. It was insane. What's it for? So
It's
it's
a
not
gold
mar-
skin is what it looks like.
so it's not marketed with a game or anything.
Give me any PlayStation skin that's not been added to the PlayStation yet, and I can give you a gold PlayStation. Just spray paint that motherfucker.
They could show less of Andrew House too. That would be helpful. Uh, no, it's actually kind of funny because I like everybody's like take on the Scorpio and stuff like that. But and, like everybody thinks this is going to bring everybody happiness, and like it's going to gravitate towards so many people. And I'm like, like how many people have an actual 4K television? Please, I would like everybody to answer that question because I would love to know because everybody has like 1080s in their house. So no one like the majority of the popularity contest isn't all 4K. So like I don't see people gravitating straight towards the Scorpio saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go play this in 4K when I can just play this on 1080p on my regular TV." And the people who gravitate towards this are the people that actually want it and actually want that upgrade of experience. But like the casual is not going to care. They just want to know what games are coming out and what new things they have to look forward to in 2017 and 2018. But it's just like it's just kind of funny how everybody's like playing this up like the next hand of God. I'm like, Jesus isn't coming back from the dead. It's not.
It's not the resurrection.
Jesus hasn't come back yet. Like this isn't God. Like it doesn't work that way. This isn't the second coming of Jesus. This is just another console. We get them every 4 to 5 years. Last generation was the exception. We had to wait 8, but it did happen. So it's like everybody is playing this like the golden goose, and I'm just like, it's not that special. It's just really not that special. It's just another console, people, which is really
You
fun.
see, and this year I'm in the market for buying a 4K TV, and see, I don't know if I want to get a 4K or just a regular OLED. Um, but
I rock a 4K Vizio M series, and that's actually a 2015 model. I rock a 1080p Vizio E series, which is a 2014 model, and which is 55 inch. And then I rock a 42 Vizio E series in 1080p in my other bedroom. So I have two 1080p TVs, and then I have a 4K. So I actually saw this guy post this about that Scorpio is gonna fail, or you Xbox go back to playing 720p's, and I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure my resolution on my TV says 2160. So how is this 720p? I just don't understand that. Like that's just
well, I have a and shit. I don't even fucking know what it is. I can't remember what the Best Buy house brand is.
Is it Samsung?
Insignia.
Oh, Insignia. Okay.
Um, I I got I lost everything in a tornado back in 2011, and so when I bought my living room set, they said you can get this oh 42-inch plasma TV, and I'm like, I don't want a plasma TV. And they said, well, we'll give you a $650 gift card to Best Buy. And so I went and bought a 55-inch TV,
Hmm.
720 1080p back in 2011, and it's fucking 7 years old now. And so yeah, I'm gonna be looking in the market for at least I really want a 70-inch, but I don't have anything that'll hold up a 70-inch. Um, because my entertainment center is a fucking particle board entertainment center from Walmart. It's cracking under the weight of my 55-inch, but my 55-inch is pretty damn heavy. And then
Well,
I have
my parents actually at their house they have like a I think it's like a 65-inch, and uh it's on like a prop. It's like propped against the. It's like on the wall, so it's held up by like a mechanical arm, and it bends forward and backwards, so that like it's actually implanted on the wall. So it's actually pretty cool.
yeah, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. I'm not putting holes in the wall, or else I'm not getting my goddamn security deposit back. and by the time Black Friday rolls around, I don't even know if I'm going to be here. Uh, but back in 2015, I on Black Friday, my ex went out and Walmart was doing their $140 or $170 for a 42-inch LED smart TV, and I think it was a Vizio or something like that. Um,
Ooh.
I can't remember what it was. I don't know. I don't even think it was a Vizio. Um, but I ended up getting a Samsung. They were handing out the wrong TVs, so I got like a $400 or $500 TV for $140. So, and I wasn't taking it back. It was their fuck up. I had a little 2-seater, and she barely got it in the car. So
Yeah, I remember
that's what I have in my bedroom. So,
I remember when TVs weren't flat.
oh my god. You got a tube TV, is what you got.
Yeah, two.
I know you're just playing because you got a fucking 4K TV. So quit your bitching. Yeah, you got two. My bad, my bad. Shit, I don't even have a guest room. Motherfuckers, I got a couch, but they do got a 55-inch TV to watch. So, but yeah, they got a 32. But yeah, I mean, once I start getting rolling on this 5-year plan, yeah, I'm definitely getting a new TV this year because I I wanted to get one this past year, but I ended up moving it, and I was just like, fuck, I can't get one. I'm moving. I couldn't do a lot of shit this past winter because and tax season because I moved. So
Yeah, my
it
taxes.
is what it is.
My taxes went straight to pre-orders, and I have about 400 of it left. So it's straight to pre-orders, and it's like I had like 13 1400 for tax season, and then I spent it I spent it on all pre-orders. Pre-orders and food is what I spent it on. Yeah.
You should. Well, my tax money went to fucking deposits and bills and all kinds of good shit. That's the. Somebody want to give me $90 so I can get a mic? Yes. If they make another Splinter Cell, here's how I would, if I was, you know, if I was on the brainstorm team or something like that, I'd have them create a Splinter Cell program. The government creates a Splinter Cell program. That's how you get the Splinter Cell. All right, that, and then you can go into the origin story of becoming Splinter Cell and all that. What you were doing prior. You have a lot of avenues to go with that. Um, so having them start the Splinter Cell Splinter Cell program, you could actually make it um, either solo or you can make it co-op with up to 4 people. And I mean, yeah, you could go through the campaign alone. You can go through the campaign with up to 4 people. Um, and then if you wanted to, it'd be. I'd say you could probably do a 5v5 or 4v4 online campaign storyline. I don't know. I couldn't think. I can't think of any specific storyline that I'd have them go through. Um, Regular Tom Clancy would be a terrorist situation, terrorist shit, um, or intel war prevention stuff. Normal Tom Clancy type of uh, scenario. That's that's what I would do if I was on that team, and that's what I would like to see personally. Like
Uh,
like Splinter Cell branching off from where Rainbow Six originated from, not Rainbow Six Siege, but like from Rainbow Six 2 to Rainbow Six Vegas 2, um, having that type of gameplay um, mixed with the prior Splinter Cells on this new Splinter Cell game.
I mean, I only
Bringing some
played.
of the roots. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I only played the original one and Blacklist, so I've never played the other ones. I liked Blacklist; it was okay. Off the top of my head, I don't remember how long it took me to beat it. I do remember it was on rather the short side though, so I do know I did it in under 10 hours. So it was like, I would like to see a continuation from Blacklist, to be perfectly honest, because that story was pretty good. If that's basically all that if they're going to make a new Splinter Cell, or you could create Splinter Cell series from like basically the ground up and basically just start over. But if you continue it from Blacklist, it would actually be pretty good.
And see, that's and creating it brand new. You could do that with pulling, having them pull out and creating a Splinter Cell program, and you're pulling, you have you're pulling your pool of candidates from the a Rainbow Six program. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of, you know, giving not necessarily cross game, but you know, not making them fully intertwined, but keeping that universe, I should say, or pulling them from the Ghost Recon program or something like that. Keeping the Tom Clancy worlds kind of just touching, not fully intertwined. I think that would be cool. Um, because if I remember correctly, I can't remember the guy's name. Um, he either died or he just fell off the map.
Was it Sam Fisher?
Sam Fisher, yeah. I'm pretty sure didn't Sam Fisher. I want to say he actually died. I'm not in. Yeah, and so you know, having to continue keep up with the entire story, um, creating a Splinter Cell program, I think would be the best bet, and something I would like to see. And keeping the Tom Clancy worlds connected, not intertwined, but just connected. I think would be I think would be cool, and it would be a good nod to Tom Clancy and a good nod to some of the other games that are based off his novels, um, especially the Rainbow Six and the Ghost Recon. Um, some of the older Ghost Recon and Rainbow Six games. Siege, I didn't feel, or I feel didn't stay true to how Rainbow Six really was. Um, but that's because it had been so many years since the last Rainbow Six, and
What did you think about
I,
Wildlands?
I liked Wildlands. I only played the beta. Um, I buy the actual game if I had the money to purchase it. Um,
Oh, the actual game was
I
fun.
yeah, I mean
The game was
Heartless
huge
and I
too. Game was huge.
yeah Heartless and I had a blast playing the beta, but because I mean it wasn't. It felt like you had. It was basically like three large battlefield maps, um, but not like the size of a Grand Theft Auto map. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was large, but it wasn't too large. Um,
The only annoying part was like getting from district to district in a helicopter. It took like 15 minutes just to get to one location. It was a pain, and it was even worse to drive. Like the chopper was the quick way. You drove there; it would take you 30 minutes just to get to your
get to the
checkpoint.
chopper.
Get to the chopper.
But yeah, that's what I would like to see from Splinter Cells. I'd like to see them resurrect that franchise and just build on aspects of other Tom Clancy games. That's what I would like to see mainly.
No, just thanks for the opportunity to get my voice heard. My voice hasn't been heard in on somebody else's revenue in probably about 3 weeks. So it was it was definitely fun, and I appreciate the invite, and good conversations. I'm actually pleasantly surprised considering with my reputation and everything. So that was actually pretty generous. And especially with the shitty day that I've actually had today. So this was actually brought my shitty day to a nice happy close. It's always nice to have that happy. I think in about a week from now, my week's going to get even harder because of the new video that is going to be uploaded on Saturday. And I hope all you PlayStation guys love it because it's all for you.
Well, Reaper, let me just say it was a pleasure having you on. I know myself, I'd enjoy to have you back. Um, you know, it it was an awesome conversation. Apologize if I cut you off or anything like that. My bad.
No, am I? No, but cut from an outside view. Am I really that terrible as everybody makes me seem?
No, dude.
No, okay.
You're really not. I mean, I enjoyed talking with you, and and I on more than one occasion I agreed with what you had to say. You made valid, logical points. So
Well, they didn't even hear like the 10-minute conversation we were having while you were restarting your computer. So they definitely didn't hear us talking about the 360 days and how Red Ring of Death's basically killed like all these Xboxes. Or we had a nice 10-minute conversation before you came back. No,
I broke down and told him I went through like 5 or 6 Xbox 360s before I got because I took them back to GameStop after the third or fourth one. They were like, we're not doing the warranty program anymore, and I'm like, the fuck, I paid you money for that warranty. Well, we can't do it. You have to send it to Microsoft. And I sent like 2 or 3 more off to Microsoft. Got one.
Well, I actually have a fun Red Ring of Death story. It was kind of funny because like I had this was before I had a job and this was before I could afford my own crap. So like my family has been on Xbox since the OG Xbox. So like in 2004 we were introduced to Xbox Live. My family's tag is actually one of the oldest tags around. It's but it doesn't get used that much, which is really kind of too bad. My personal tag is only a 2009 tag, and that's when I got the liberty to get my own 360 and stuff. But I had a white arcade that went about four and a half years. I gave it to my friend, and as soon as I gave it to my friend, he got the Red Ring of Death. and then I got the RTD2. I got the Halo Reach Slim, and that was when the Slim came out on the 360. That more or less solved the Red Ring of Death problem to a certain extent. Like only one in like 50,000 got the Red Ring of Death on a Slim, and it was mostly due to the hard drive being overheated. So what happened was I took out the hard drive. And I gave it to my friend who needed the hard drive, and like legitly 2 weeks later after I gave it to that friend, that hard drive got the Red Ring of Death. So I'm with the Reach system that has no hard drive, and I had to get the RTD2 Slim. That's still in my other room, and then I got the Halo 4 Slim. So I got two 360s. I got an RTD2 one and a Halo 4 one. And then I have I got the original Xbox One on day one with the Kinect. That saw about 6 months into its life cycle, and then I traded it for a new black one and white one, which now still exists with my brother. I got the AW Xbox One that lasted about a year, and then I traded that in for the Halo 5 the Halo 5 Xbox One, and then I got the white Xbox One S with the 2 TB, and then 3 months later I got the Gears of War 2 TB Xbox One Slim. So like I have 2 S's and I have Halo 5. So those are the ones that are in my house, but they haven't died yet, which is a positive thing. And then
we've had our game. I think I'm on my. This is my 11th or 12th year with Xbox Live.
Your 12th year, damn.
Yeah, I actually got Xbox Live back in the first part of 2005 or the end of 2004, beginning of 2005. Had my Xbox stolen and got a 360 and couldn't remember the gamer tag or anything. And so I came up with my current gamer tag, changed it a couple times, changed it, and finally changed it back. I don't know if you guys remember. Do you remember the Xbox Live Diamond card? You actually got a card. It was Xbox Live. It had your gamer tag and it had your year of subscription. I still have that motherfucker.
Now they do all that crap through email. Now they tell you that in like a monthly review. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
No. I'm talking about like this is actually
like a physical card, like a credit, like a physical card.
Yeah, like literally, it's the thickness of a credit card.
I mean, I was too young to probably get one of those. My stepfather probably has one, or probably got one, because it was his account. But like I just wish that I could do more with that original account, because that original account like has history, and it's always nice when your like tag reaches back like generations. But it's just so sad and so disappointing, because that tag legitimately only has 25K on it. It's like so sad. And I know
25K gamer score?
Yeah, 25K gamer score. I'm not joking. I'm being that serious.
Dude, I only have like 60. All right, so
yeah, but that's acceptable. That's acceptable.
Mm-hmm. Months.
Yeah.
No. You better get your ass out and get your ass a job if you want a goddamn video game. Because even back then they were $49.99 or 44 or 49. One of the two.
No, like yeah, it's been amazing, because like on my 360 I reached like I did like 20. I got this was before I had like actual full access to Xbox Live. So I was only able to play in offline mode. So I got my through the ending of 360, I got my tag up to 23K, and then through the Xbox One generation, I've actually doubled it. So I'm actually at 50. I'm actually at 51. It's at 51K, right? Yeah, it's at 51K. I'm looking straight at it. So like that, I'm actually quite proud of that because like for the longest time I was in like the 30s, and then like because I'm not an achievement hunter, so I don't 100% everything. So like I legitly sit down on a new game. I legitly open it, I install it, I start it, and then I legitly just go straight to the ending. And then whatever gamer score I pick up, that's exactly what you see on my resume. Is whatever gamer score I get along the way. I don't actually search for those achievements. I like legitimately just go right through it. And then if I pick gamer score up as I'm doing it, more power to me. But I'm kind of curious how much gamer score I'm going to pick up this holiday season. I'm kind of hoping I hit that 55 mark. I want that 55 mark. I might not hit that 60
Heartless,
mark, but
check it out. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I sent him a picture of my
your diamond card.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pyra, I saw you like subscribing to my channel, and I'm like, who's this person? And I remember because I was watching Heartless TV last week, and you were in the comment section, so I'm like, is this guy related to Heartless? Like, who is this person? I'm like, oh, is this guy your friend or yours, Heartless? He's like, no, he was just in the comment section. I'm like, oh, okay. Hey, thanks for subscribing, man. I appreciate it. You actually helped me reach that 460 goal, which was quite important to me because now I only have 40 more, and then I reach my my New Year's resolution of 500. It was probably no, it was probably those Nintendo weirdos got all pissed off that you got me here. I mean, I have a sense of humor. That's a lot of what these casuals lack. And anybody who watches this show and hears me say that, it's nothing personal, but it's just that's just the way I feel. And it's kind of funny because you got all these popular people. I won't name names because I'm not that much of a I'm not that type of person. But I will say that the majority of the people that run this media, the majority of them are all casuals, and it kind of like and They don't have a sense of humor too, which is really annoying. You gotta have that sense of humor, because if you don't have that sense of humor, everybody's got to have a sense of humor. Like, it just kills me. Like, we live in Trump America. I mean, come on. I mean, we live in like the Comedy Central of America right now, where everything is basically being made fun of. Like, you gotta have a little bit of a sense of humor. And it's like if everybody paints me as being the biggest like asshole on YouTube, but in reality, it's all for fun and games, and it's all for comedy. So it's like, it's not to offend anybody. It's just it's just for fun. It's just for comedy. Like, you gotta make some people laugh, and you gotta have that fun with it, because as soon as it becomes serious, it's like, oh God, it's not really that fun anymore. Yeah.
That's the spice.
That's funny. Yeah. Everybody, it's all cream but no sugar. You're getting that black coffee from the bigger YouTubers, but you're getting no sugar. It's just straight. But they're all not dissing them or anything. They're all really good guys, and they're all really talented, creators, and they bring it home in so many different ways. But I think it's just it really depends on your personality, to be perfectly honest. And some people want that seriousness, and then some people want that person that is willing to screw around with their personality to have a little bit of fun, and that bit of fun is just what I'm personally about. So it's like, no matter how many people knock me for my attitude, my personality is it's just to have fun. And I personally love the fact that I love my Injustice story. I love that story. Have you heard of Injustice, Tuck?
No.
Okay. This story is really funny because it involves Mr. 100. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Yeah. Well, no. I know who I know what the Injustice is. I mean, I have 5 or 6 DC tattoos. Okay, so yeah,
Okay.
I know.
No, this is actually a true story that's only about 2 weeks old. Do you know who Intromedia is, everybody? Everybody know who they are?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. 100. All right. So this bet was with Mr. 100 and All Day Digital. I hit up All Day Digital on the eve of Injustice release. He types out, "Who's ready for Injustice?" And I'm like, hey, All Day, you want to make a bet who finishes it first? He's like, "You will, Reaper." And I'm like, "Oh, come on, where's the fun in that? You can't even take my bet." So we started at 12 o'clock. I go through with no tutorial, so I don't even know how to do the super. So at 4 o'clock, I hit the Wonder Woman section of the campaign, and then I take an hour break, and then at 5 o'clock, I hit the halfway point. And then at 6 a.m., I'm at Brainiac, which is like the main bad guy of the. I'm not going to spoil too much, but it is the main bad guy of the bad game, and you have to fight him twice. I fought him once, almost had a heart attack. My blood pressure was probably 200 over 100, and then I check everybody's stats. No one is past the halfway point on this game, and it's 6 a.m. in the morning, and I'm like, all right, guys, all right, let's all take a break. Let's take an 8-hour break. Let me take a nap and wake up and see who finishes this before me. 8 hours pass. I wake up at 2 p.m. No one has beaten this game yet. And I'm like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? I gave you 8 hours. This is not fair. So I faced Brainiac twice, and then I faced the last guy that you beat, and I beat it before everybody, and then I did a video, and I'm like, yo, Mr. 100, oh, Mr. Digital, I'm done. What now? And then everybody's like, yo, Reaper, we were trying to take this slow. And I'm like, but come on, I gave you 8 hours. That's not fair. It's like everybody's all streaming, but no, it was funny because I legitimately thought I was going to lose because everybody was catching up to me, but no one beat it before me. And I was like, it's always Reaper who finishes it first. Why is that? And then like I kind of want to do the same thing with Shadow of War, but Shadow of War is like a totally different genre and a totally different game. So I know for a fact that I have to take my time doing it. So that's kind of like it's going to be like the Witcher 3 feel where you actually have to level up in order to beat the game this time. So like you can't just go straight through it. But it was funny because everybody was playing it like weeks and weeks after Injustice came out. Everybody was playing it, beating it. But I'm like, I was the first one done, bro. I beat it, and I did it on normal. I didn't even do that crap on easy. Like I did that on normal, and it was no difficulty achievement. So there is no difficulty achievement. So anybody who plays Injustice 2, no difficulty achievement. So you actually can play that on easy and still get the achievements. Like it's not needed if you do it on normal or hard. But it's kind of funny if you actually if you do it on normal and you still beat everybody. It's just funny. And everybody was like, "Oh, we were doing this on hard. Oh, we were checking out the online." I was like, "But I still beat it before everybody. That's just not fair. Why? I gave you an 8 hour. I gave you 8 hours to beat me. I was asleep. I was resting. I was taking a little T Reaper nap." No, it was funny because I beat everybody to the punchline, and it was like, how does this happen? I just don't understand it. Because the moral of the joke is all these guys that I was racing against, they're all fighter guys. They all play fighters. They all preach fighters, and then I still beat them at their own fighter game, which is funny. Which is they're all fighter. They're all fighters. They love fighters, and they love fighters over everything else. But I still beat them in a fighter like race match to the storyline. Now I did not get Tekken 7 because that thing's not in English, so I'm not gonna buy it. But because it's not in English, I'm not buying it. But I know everybody's respectful. Saying Tekken 7's network is horrible. It's worse than Street Fighter, and I'm like, I mean, I'm not buying it, so it doesn't really bother me. But it's just kind of funny. But when it comes to game races, I love seeing who finishes it first because sometimes it's me, sometimes it's like one or two of my my gamer leaderboard friends that actually always beat it before me. But Injustice 2 was like the first one that I beat it before everybody. And when everybody was playing it at the same time, so it was mad funny. But I love doing that voice. I was like, "Hello, anybody home? I done. What now?" But no, I like no shout out to E-Rock because he actually played a little multiplayer match and he actually like totally kicked my ass, which was actually kind of funny. So he kicked my ass in Injustice 2, and then I beat him like twice. So two out of 10 I won. So it's like these guys can play the game, but like I somehow beat the game before everybody, which is kind of funny. But no, that Brainiac fight was dope. I like almost had a heart attack. That's how hard it was. And the game gave me arthritis for 2 days in my right hand.
It's carpal tunnel syndrome, not arthritis. I guarantee you ain't old enough to get arthritis.
Well, it might have been carpal tunnel. I don't actually know the difference. All I know is my hand was jammed for 2 days and I couldn't press anything. Like it was legitimately sore. Like I could barely flex it. Like I could barely flex it for 2 days. And I thought Xenoverse 2 was bad. That was horrible. That put both my hands through like carpal tunnel or arthritis or whatever it's that symptoms
I haven't even beat the first Xenoverse. I can't even get past fucking Frieza, okay?
Oh damn. Oh damn. Damn, bro. Oh, I beat both of them. Yeah, the second one's actually a little bit harder, but it's shorter. It's like the first one though, all you have to do is like build a spamming character. All you have to do is build a spamming character and you're golden. You just have to like boost like your supers all the way up, and then you'll have a god character. It's like the first one's story was cool, like taken away from that Tenkaichi feel. But it was new, which is why I liked it. And then the second one builds on the first story, which was why it was better. But it didn't have like an opening scene where it has the music playing. Like in all Dragon Ball Z, it has like an opening cutscene where like all the characters are fighting each other. It didn't have that with number 2, which was kind of disappointing. But it was actually kind of funny. And you could go Super Saiyan 3 in the second one. The only problem is they took out the GT, so that's the only other problem.
It's
But
because GT is non-canon.
Yep. Now that they have the Dragon Ball Super, it's non-canon, correct? But the first one had GT. The first one had GT characters, but the second one did not.
I'm on season 3 or season 4 of Super.
I'm waiting for the English version to come to America.
Well, you can watch it. It's already here in America on Adult Swim every Saturday night.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, hold on. The first bit is basically
I heard it's like
God,
basically God
God of Destruction, and then it's Resurrection of F.
yeah, like the first according to some people, like the first like full season of Super is basically the 2 movies.
It is.
Oh, okay. So if you want to know what happens after Resurrection of F, you have to watch the second season.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, have you seen both movies?
I've seen. I actually haven't. I saw Gods Among Us, so I saw that one, but I didn't actually watch. I watched pieces of Resurrection of F because I work in a movie theater, so I saw the ending a whole bunch of times, but I haven't seen it like all the way through. But I know that Frieza gets resurrected, and then he gets his ass kicked again by Vegeta, no less.
Yeah.
which is kind of funny actually, if you think about it, considering how he killed him the first time.
And I'm surprised that Xenoverse didn't have the God SSJ SSG.
Well, you mean blue hair, or you mean mean red hair?
Super Saiyan God, and then Super Saiyan God 2, or Super Saiyan God and then Super Saiyan God Blue, or however you want to say.
Yeah, the blue. Yeah, they had the blue transformations. They did.
Okay.
The characters had the blue transformations. They did, and they had God form. They had God Goku. But I would have loved it.
There's one more There's more than one transformation coming.
Yeah, because I would like to, because like if you think about it, back when you saw Broly, he already had blue hair, and that was like his like default state. No, you like if you turn Broly into Super Saiyan 3, then he gets green hair. But like the blue hair was actually like already that transcended form. Yeah, it was that legendary form, and then like his default form had black hair.
You see that form again in Super. Just saying. He's not.
Well, in Xenoverse 1, like you actually, if you want a good boosting like area, you just have to get the level 80 Broly, and you can legitly fight Broly at level 30 as long as your stats are all capped. You can legitly beat, like seriously, no joke, you can legitly kick his ass and boost just from Broly. It like works that easy.
Why don't we just do an entire anime talk? I mean, I'm a bit of an otaku.